Hello and welcome. Okay, let's just jump right into this. Because if you create anything for the internet, your entire world is shifting under your feet, like right now. We're talking about a massive, fundamental change in how people find information, and it's all being driven by AI. So, this is your guide to what we're calling AI-first discoverability.
This quote, man, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the challenge we're all facing. For years, the rules of the game were crystal clear. You create content, you optimize it for Google, and people click your link. Simple. But that game, it's been completely upended.
So, how exactly has it changed? Well, it's no longer about that simple list of 10 blue links we're all used to. AI models are now basically stepping in front of the search results, reading everything, and then delivering a summarized answer directly to the user. This means your content has to survive an AI's first look before a human even gets a chance to see it.
And here's the absolute core of that shift. In the old world, the holy grail was the click. Everything you did was about optimizing for keywords to get people onto your website. But in this new world, the journey often just ends with the AI's neat little summary. So you're no longer optimizing for keywords, you have to optimize for intent, what the user is actually trying to accomplish, because that's what the AI is built to solve.
And hey, if you're thinking this is some far-off, futuristic problem, you might want to check out these numbers. This isn't 5 years from now, this is happening today. While Google search is still massive, of course, tools like ChatGPT are just growing like crazy. And maybe more importantly, Google's own AI overviews are already a huge part of the search experience for millions. The takeover is already well underway.
So this brings us to a crucial point. We now have these new gatekeepers. Think about it. Systems like ChatGPT, Google's AI Overviews, Perplexity, they're not just search engines anymore. They're the systems that decide what information even gets included in the final answer. They're the new bouncers at the club of information.
And that leads us to the central problem, the reason so much content is about to become invisible. Most of us are still making stuff for human eyes, right? We're optimizing for a web page that we assume someone will read from top to bottom, but the AI sees it first. It's this whole new layer of interpretation, and if we're not optimizing for that layer, we're designing a beautiful room for an audience that might never even get through the door.
So, what does this mean in practice? It means the old playbook is basically obsolete. All this stuff you see here? The big walls of unstructured text, the fluffy marketing copy, the old-school keyword stuffing, it all fails. Why? Because it lacks the clear signals and the sharp, digestible insights that an AI needs to understand and, more importantly, trust your content.
Okay, so how do we fix this? It starts with a really fundamental mindset shift. You have to understand the crucial difference between your content and your assets. I know they sound like the same thing, but they're not. And getting this distinction right is the absolute key to winning in this new AI era.
Let's be super clear. Content, think of it with a capital C, is your strategy. It's the big idea. It's the unique framework or the core insight that you and only you bring to the table. It's the why behind everything. This is your foundation.
Assets, on the other hand, are the deliverables. They're the tactical things you actually make. The blog posts, the videos, the social media carousels, you name it. But here's the thing. Without that strong, central core of content, your assets just become fragmented noise, especially to an AI that's trying to piece together a coherent story.
Okay, so let's get into the good stuff. The playbook. We get the problem, we've made the mindset shift. Now how do we actually create things that these new AI gatekeepers will not only see, but choose to feature? This right here. This is the single most important rule of this new era. Seriously. If a machine can't easily read, understand, and then boil down your message into a concise summary, it will not promote it. Your goal is no longer just SEO, it's summarizability.
So, how do you make your content summarizable? Well, you have to start thinking like an architect for the AI. You use clear headings, your H2s and H3s, like a blueprint. You write short paragraphs with just one single idea in each. Think of them as your building blocks. And you use formats like FAQs that an AI can easily grab and quote. You're basically adding little signposts that guide the machine directly to the right answer.
And to really nail that user intent, your entire process has to start with these 4 simple questions. Before you write a single word, you have to ask, 1. Who is this for? 2. What is their actual question or problem? 3. What is the most direct, concise answer I can give them? And 4. Where should they go next? This simple framework forces you to build content that solves a problem, not just ranks for a keyword.
Now, once you have that strong, intent-aligned piece of core content, you can then scale it like crazy. This is what we call the one-to-many workflow. You take one rock-solid idea and you spin it out into tons of different assets: a blog post, a video script, slides for social media, an email, you name it. This keeps your message consistent and just amplifies it everywhere.
So when you put it all together, the choice is, well, it's pretty stark. We can keep creating content the way we always have and just risk becoming totally invisible as AI continues to take over. Or we can evolve our strategy. The shift has already happened. The only real question is whether our strategy is going to keep up.
Let's just bring it back to this core message one more time because it is that important. In this new world, structure is strategy. The easier you make your content for an AI to digest and condense, the more likely it is to be discovered by a real person. The two are now directly, inextricably linked.
You see, this means the very job of a content creator has fundamentally changed. It is no longer enough to just write something clever and hit publish. Our job now is to be an architect of information. We have to structure our ideas, send clear signals to these AI systems, and guide them toward the right conclusions.
Ultimately, this isn't just about changing a few tactics or updating your SEO checklist. It's about a complete and total shift in how we think about the relationship between information, machines, and people. So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Has your mindset shifted yet?